The occasion of Belize's 38th anniversary of independence, notwithstanding the pageantry of an official ceremony in Belmopan, was also an opportunity for Prime Minister Dean Barrow to provide an update on the state of the nation. The country's economic performance since the beginning of the fiscal year 2019 is among the many achievements being acknowledged.
We continue to live in a good country. And one testament to that is the economic headway that 2019 has so far brought. Given the fears of a global slowdown precipitated by the trade wars and other geopolitical realities, Belize's economic performance, and Mr. Leader, this comes from the Statistical Institute of Belize. These are not figures that I'm pulling out of the air. Belize's economic performance in the first quarter of this year has been spectacular. GDP grew in the 3 months from January through March by a most unusual 5.2%. And the even better accompanying news was that the unemployment rate fell to a historic low of 7.6%. Now, admittedly, the second quarter GDP greatly lagged the first quarter, and an actual decline of 0.8% was recorded. But when the two quarters are put together, in aggregate, we are still much ahead of par and much ahead of our peers in the region.
In recognizing that the economy has indeed grown considerably, Opposition Leader John Briceño says that while there is confidence in the creation of new jobs, the exorbitant cost of fuel is of grave concern.
We are today a $4 billion economy. So yes, we are optimistic about the creation of thousands of good jobs, of new jobs that will lead to lasting careers. Government can lead in these efforts by first improving public finances while keeping taxes low. This will begin by ensuring that the current high cost of fuel is brought down. We may not be able to control the cost of fuel on the world market, but we can control the taxes on diesel. Today, we're committing to reducing the cost of diesel to $9 a gallon or less. This will allow the productive sector to grow, but more important, it will put more money in the pockets of Belizeans.
Elsewhere in his speech, PM Barrow also highlighted the fact that a settlement between the Federal Trade Commission and Atlantic International Bank Limited in respect of the Sanctuary Bay real estate scam has been met.
Regarding the financial sector, no AIBL contagion has spread to any other Belizean bank, domestic or offshore. Government of Belize and the central bank moved as fast as we could to deal with the consequences of the FTC charges against AIBL. The in-principle settlement negotiated with the FTC officials has now, I am happy to say, been approved, been signed off on by the FTC commissioners. So while it was impossible to save AIBL itself, the overall sanctity of our banking sector was preserved and our jurisdiction spared any further ramification.
While the Prime Minister announced the news of that settlement, Briceño reminded the nation of the People's United Party's true blue commitment to shared prosperity.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go to work and to usher in a decade of social and economic upliftment based on our true blue commitment that is always about the people, all the people, and always about a shared prosperity. So join us, and with the guidance of our Creator, let us together make our generation's chapter in the history of our nation one that fulfilled the promise of prosperity by building a Belize that works for everyone.
Another major issue addressed was the drought that continues to cripple the agriculture sector. Despite having gone into details last Thursday, PM Barrow reiterated government's commitment and willingness to assist farmers.
As to the drought, a joint effort on the part of the Central Bank of Belize, the government of Belize, and the commercial financial institutions produced a raft of remedial measures designed to help the recovery of our farming sector. We spoke to the package in detail at the press conference earlier this week, but just to repeat the major takeaways. One, the relaxation of certain regulatory strictures will allow the commercial banks and other lenders to offer restructured, extended repayment terms on current loans, as well as fresh financing to our farmers. And two, the government of Belize will also give small livelihood grants, monetary cost of living stipends to small farmers, as well as subsidized and targeted duty exemptions to assist with upgraded irrigation and the necessary equipment for this.
And on the Prime Minister's announcement of retiring from electoral politics in 2020, opposition leader John Briceño formally acknowledged PM Barrow's achievements in leading the country, partisan politics aside.
In the end, no partisan difference will change what I believe, and that is that we, you and I, Prime Minister, share a deep and abiding love for this nation. Let's give the Prime Minister a round of applause.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.